Now I know you had old Finn handled back there, but a mayor's gotta make a point sometimes. You alright?
You're a ghoul?
That's right. Like my face. I think it gives me a sexy King of the Zombies kind of look. Big hit with the ladies. Listen, a lot of walking rad freaks like me around here, so you might want to keep those kinds of questions on the low burner next time.
You killed him.
Got a good pair of eyes on ya. I think you'll fit in here.
It's not every day I get mugged and then witness a murder right in front of me.
You obviously haven't been living it up enough, but we won't judge you for that.
I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of him.
Good. Now don't let this incident taint your view of our little community. Good neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
Of the people, for the people? Oh, brother.
I can tell I'm gonna like you already. Just consider this town your home away from home. So long as you remember who's in charge.
Goodneighbor? That what you call this place?
That's right. We cobbled this little neighborhood together out of the freaks and misfits that just wouldn't be accepted anywhere else. You'll see. You make enough friends here, you'll call this place home soon enough.
Yeah, I feel you.
Good. You stay cool, and you'll be part of the neighborhood.
Sounds like anarchy.
The best kind of anarchy. Embrace it, and maybe one day you'll call this little slice of chaos home.
What's your story, Hancock?
My favorite subject. I came into this town about a decade ago. Had a smooth set of skin back then. While I was busy making myself a pillar of this community, I would go on these, wild tears. I was young. Any chems I could find, the more exotic the better. Finally found this experimental radiation drug. Only one of its kind left, and only one hit. Oh man, the high was so worth it. Yeah, I'm living with the side effects, but hey, what's not to love about immortality?
You're immortal?
Well, not exactly. Ghouls just age really, really slow. Something about the rads, maybe? Who knows?
All that chem use definitely prepared you for a career in politics.
People respect me because I don't put myself above them, alright? I sling and shoot up just like the next guy. Now, before you bring me down, is there anything else you need?
Junkie. You could have gotten yourself killed.
I like to think of death as the ultimate drug trip. When it happens, I'll be too busy enjoying it to have regrets.
You're a hell of a risk taker, Hancock.
Only have one life. Why not try it all? How's my little scout doing? You find out what's happening at Pickman Gallery?
You should have seen it. Pickman was using dead bodies as a canvas. It was raw, but kinda beautiful.
Okay. Far be it for me to judge someone on what turns their crank. But you'll forgive me if I advise my people to avoid that place, yeah? Anyway, you did the job. Here, your money. Always happy to see someone enjoy their work.
How do I even start? You know why they called it the Pickman Gallery?
No, that was the point of the whole job, remember? What are you trying to say?
Let's just say Pickman's art isn't gonna have much resale value once all those bodies start decaying.
Well, they say all artistic inspiration is ephemeral, am I right? Wish I could say that was the most twisted thing I've ever heard of, but it ranks up there. Top 3. I'll put the word out. Tell people to stay clear of that area. Hiring you is definitely one of my better moments. Here, spend the money in good health.
God, it was awful. Pickman was a serial killer. He was using dead bodies for his art.
Oh, seriously? That's messed up. Even for this town. I'll put the word out to avoid that place. Good work. You ended up in the abyss, but you crawled back in one piece. Here's your money. How you doing, killer? Arms tired from all that digging? You know, my strong room is surprisingly empty now.
So you know. Who told you?
I'm the mayor of this town. Who wouldn't tell me? I had a line leading right out my front door.
What? Not hiding behind your little pyro bodyguard? Oh wait, you can't. Because I killed her.
Oh, the newcomer kills one of my people. Now you think you got the biggest stomping boots? Okay, let me lay it out for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play stupid with me. It's unattractive.
I made a mistake.
You're damn right you did. No one steals from me. But I gotta admit, you and Bobby pulled one hell of a job. Almost makes me wish I had done it myself. Now, if it was just the money, I'd rough you up, break a few bones, and then we'd be square once you paid me back. But you killed Fahrenheit. That means blood for blood. Fortunately for you, I'm short on muscle, and Bobby was the brains. You track her down, put a knife in her, and get back my, let's say, 1,000 caps, and we'll pretend this was all a misunderstanding.
Are you nuts? There's no way all that was worth 1,000 caps.
No, it wasn't. But you blowing a hole in my strong room and killing my bodyguard? You can bet that smooth little face of yours that made up the rest.
1,000 caps? No way. 750.
You're really doing this. All right, 750.
That's still a whole lot of caps. How about 500?
You don't know when to quit. I like that. 500 it is.
You know, why not just make it 200? Easier to carry.
Why not? 200. But that's as far as this bargaining dance of yours goes.
I'll take care of it.
That was the right answer. Bobby's smart, but not half as smart as she thinks she is. She's been having all her new tidings of wealth shipped to a building in South Boston. That's where you'll be heading. Now go.
I don't have time to run your errands for you.
Oh, take all the time you want. But you got a debt hanging over you now. You feel me? I'll be waiting for you to pay up. Well, hey there, Trouble. You got something to say to me?
Things got a little messy, but Bobby's not going to be bothering anyone.
Good. I prefer messy.
It's done, and so are we.
Oh, no, my friend. You and I got a lot more to discuss.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't kill Bobby.
Lost your nerve, huh? Well, then I guess you're gonna have to make it up to me.
I took care of Bobby. So, are we square now?
Not quite, friend. Now, let's talk about my caps. You were on the hook for $1,000.
Look, Bobby left a whole bunch of stuff. Just sell that.
Ah, look at you scrambling around. You're off the hook. Ain't like I need the money.
I'm not paying.
What? You thought I was serious? Far be it from me to keep hard-earned caps out of the people's hands.
I'll pay. Don't worry.
The look on your face. Forget the money. Chump change.
Can we work something else out?
You read my mind. This thing with Bobby had to be done, but damn, look at me. Have I turned into the man? Putting down people's freedom to do what comes natural? I gotta take a walk. Get back in touch with my fellow lowlifes. That's why I've decided. I'm coming with you. Hitting my strong room proves you've got that devil-take-me attitude I need to reconnect with.
Why would you want to leave Goodneighbor?
For one, you pulled a job on me. That means I'm getting too comfortable. Need to get out there and hone the razor. For two, Goodneighbor is about doing your own thing. If I don't leave every once in a while, the power's gonna change me. I can't have that.
Why would you want to come with me when I helped kill your bodyguard?
Hell, I kill all kinds of people and shake hands with their friends afterwards. You know how many boys used to have old Finn's back? Now, don't get me wrong. Fahrenheit and me had history. And if this was a personal hit, killing you would be priority #1. But I know you were just trying to get a job done. I can respect that.
Glad to have you with me.
Before we head out, I gotta have a little chat with the community. I'll meet you afterwards.
You're not coming with me, Hancock.
Well, now, you do owe me one, remember? Here I was being all cool about you stealing from me, and you act like this? You're lucky I'm in kind of a transitional phase. You just come and see me when you've changed your mind.
Well, see you around, Hancock.
Yeah, you too. Gonna take some time to think about all this. You ever need a good-looking ghoul to watch your back, let me know. Well, if it ain't Bobby's little Patsy. Here, for protecting my stash. Wise decision putting Bobby down like that.
Didn't exactly have a choice, now did I?
That's what's great about being the mayor. You're always the safe bet.
Bobby tricked me. She got what she deserved.
Yeah, that's usually how the story goes around here.
I'm sorry. For everything.
Hey, this is Goodneighbor. No hard feelings.
So, we're okay?
We are. Let me tell you, this classy little tri-corner hat of mine is getting heavy. Am I turning into the man? Some kind of tyrant? I spend all my time putting down the people I would have been proud to scheme with just a few years ago. I need to take a walk again, get a grip on what really matters. Living free.
Can you just leave Goodneighbor? Aren't you the mayor?
Hey, the mayor's still the mayor whether he's in residence or not. I've walked out of here plenty of times. Keeps me honest. Can't let power get to my head. That's not what being in charge of Goodneighbor is about.
If you're heading out, why not come with me?
Yeah, I like it. You might just be the right kind of trouble. Let me just have a little chat with my community first, give them the news.
Well, that's got nothing to do with me.
True enough. Well, thanks for taking care of Bobby for me. Hit me up sometime if you ever want to get in some trouble together.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it ain't anything bad. Just you taking care of Bobby. I ain't proud of having to put you through that. That sort of dictatorial shit ain't usually my style.
It's not a big deal. Bobby wasn't exactly the first person I've had to take care of.
See, that's where you're wrong. Abusing power like that, it is a big deal.
You seem awfully torn up over Bobby. Was there something between you?
Nah, nothing like that. I just hate seeing guys like me use their sway to do that kind of harm.
I'm not exactly pleased either. I don't appreciate being used.
Hey, I said I ain't proud, all right?
She tried to dupe us both. Dealing with her was the right move.
True, but it doesn't change the fact that she's out of the picture because of us. Hell, that sort of bull's the whole reason I became mayor in the first place. Some ass named Vic ran the town for I don't know how long before that. The guy was scum. Used us drifters like his own personal piggy bank. He had this goon squad he'd use to keep people in line. Every so often, he'd let them off the leash, go blow off some steam on the populace at large. Folks with homes could lock their doors, but us drifters, we got it bad. There was one night, some drifter said something to them. They cracked him open like a can of cram on the pavement. And we all just stood there, did nothing.
That's a hard choice to make. I don't envy you.
I appreciate you trying, but there's no need to sugarcoat it. It was spineless the way I acted.
Was there no one who could have helped?
Who knows? Maybe. Honestly, we were all so terrified we couldn't bring ourselves to move until it was over, let alone get help.
How could you do that? You should have intervened.
Easy to say now, but you weren't there. I would have ended up the same, or worse.
You can't blame yourself. Sounds like you were outmatched. Probably would have killed you too.
You're right, but it was still spineless. I felt like less than nothing. Afterwards, I got so high, I blacked out completely. When I finally came to, I was on the floor of the old state house, right in front of the clothes of John Hancock. John Hancock, first American hoodlum and defender of the people. I might have still been high, but those clothes spoke to me, told me what I needed to do. I smashed the case, put him on, started a new life as Hancock. After that, I went clean for a bit, got organized, convinced Cleo to loan me some hardware, got a crew of drifters together and headed out into the ruins, started training. Next time Vic's boys went on their tear, we'd be ready for them.
The fact that you're standing here and Vic isn't would suggest things went well?
Oh, yeah.
You don't actually think the clothes of John Hancock spoke to you, right?
Nah, I just felt, a connection. It seemed like he and I were dealing with the same shit. Serious oppression.
A guy like that only understands one thing. Swift and brutal force. You made the right call.
See, I knew you had your head on straight.
Why not try and reason with Vic instead of creating a militia?
Hey, if I thought for a second that would work, I would have tried. Or at least, thought about trying. So, the night of, we all got loaded. Let Vic's boys get good and hammered. And burst from the windows and rooftops where we'd been hiding. They never even saw it coming. We didn't have to fire a shot. We didn't have to. But we sure fucking did. It was a massacre. Once we'd mopped up, we strolled right into Vic's quarters in the State House, wrapped a rope around his neck, and threw him off the balcony. And there I am, gun in hand, draped in Hancock's duds, looking at all the people of Goodneighbor assembled below. I had to say something. That first time I said them, they didn't even feel like my words. Of the people, for the people, was my inaugural address. Became Mayor Hancock of Goodneighbor that day. And from then on, I vowed I'd never stand by and watch. Ever again.
Sounds like you had an awfully bloody past.
Sure did. And if things keep going the way they have, I think we're both in for a nice, bloody future.
You fought so hard to become mayor. Why leave?
I ain't really the ponderous type. When an instinct takes hold, I listen. This time around, instinct said I should join up with you. Seems it was a good one.
And you're never gonna have to. We'll take care of the Commonwealth together.
Good.
You could have found a peaceful solution. All those people didn't have to die.
Have to? No. But they sure as hell deserve to. I just hope you get where I was coming from. I ain't out to bring harm to anyone that didn't earn it. Though I'm getting the distinct idea you got the same plan. Well, you probably heard enough of me running my mouth for one day. Wanna get moving? So, seems you know how to hold your own. I'd had my doubts when we first hit the road.
Oh yeah? What kind of doubts?
You kidding me? You look like you'd fallen out of the vault that day. I thought I'd see you picking your teeth out of the gutter by sunup.
What can I say? Some people have just got it.
You ain't kidding.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself.
I never get many complaints. It's just real rare these days. Find someone who's not willing to take things the way they're handed to them. Too many good folks not willing to get their hands dirty. And too many assholes taking advantage of it. Look at what happened to Diamond City. Before McDonough took over, it was a half-decent place to live. A little stricter than I usually go for, but not terrible. I thought he and I had a pretty happy childhood. But then he decides he's gonna try and get elected with his anti-ghoul crusade. Mankind for McDonough. Before you know it, you got families with kids lining up to drag folks they call neighbor out of their homes and throw them to the ruins.
You and McDonough knew each other as kids?
Oh yeah. Guy's my brother. Grew up together in a little shack on the waterfront. Guy was the standard big brother. Entitled, punchy, liked to shove rotten potatoes down my shirt and slap my back. But I never thought he'd be capable of something like what they did to those ghouls.
Why did McDonough campaign against the ghouls?
Because he thought he could win. There'd always been a pretty clear divide between the folks living in the stands and those down on the field. I'm not convinced they didn't do it just to improve their view.
It could have gone worse. At least they left with their lives.
And how long do you think those folks lasted in the ruins? The city condemned those ghouls to die. Cowards just got someone else to pull the trigger.
How could they do something like that?
There'd always been a pretty big gulf between the folks living in the stands and folks down on the field. I remember storming into his office above the stands after the inauguration speech. He was just standing there, staring out the window, watching as the city turned on the ghouls. He didn't even look at me. Just said, "I did it, John. It's finally mine." Should have killed him right there, but I don't think it would have changed anything. Instead, I pleaded with him, begged him to call it off. He said he couldn't. He had nothing against the ghouls. He was just carrying out the will of the people. And he couldn't betray the voters. And then he smiled. That hideous fucking mile-long smile. He never smiled like that when we were kids. I didn't even recognize him.
What do you mean you didn't recognize him?
I don't know. Just didn't seem like the guy I grew up with. When I'd first heard the rumors he'd been swapped for a synth, thinking back on that night, I thought it made a lot of sense. But now, I don't know. I don't think I buy it. I've seen him since then, and there's no way they copied him that perfectly. Even got his tight-ass walk. But at the time, I just needed to get the hell away from him. Him and that whole damn city.
Of all the things I've seen since leaving the vault, this seems almost merciful.
Sure. No one got beheaded. At first.
He murdered those ghouls.
Him and that whole damn city.
McDonough was right. He only gave the people what they wanted.
Ghouls had been living just fine in Diamond City until he showed up. You really think he's not to blame? I still wasn't a ghoul at this point, so I didn't have to leave, but I couldn't bring myself to stay in that cesspool after that. I'd been sneaking off the Goodneighbor for years to get decent chems, so I knew the safe routes. I managed to track down a couple of the families, lead them there, but most couldn't get used to the Goodneighbor lifestyle. I brought them food for a couple of weeks, but after a while, they just disappeared. Folks in Diamond City signed their death warrants, and all the good people were willing to just sit by and watch. I felt like I was the only one who saw how screwed up things truly were, who couldn't just pretend things were fine. Still feel that way. Or I did. Until I met you. I know I run my mouth, but having someone who sees the world for what it is, and is willing to do something about it, it's meant a lot to me. I feel damn lucky to have you as a friend.
And that's what we are? Friends?
Well, now that you mention it, I have been having slightly more impure thoughts than usual. Maybe we'll get to, act on those. But I guess we should probably head out, huh? After you.
And that's what we are? Friends?
And that ain't a term I toss around lightly.
I feel exactly the same, Hancock. It's been a hell of a ride thus far.
Then here's to a long road, with plenty of ammo.
You're not going soft on me, are you, Hancock?
Hey, everyone's entitled to some softness. For me, it's pretty much everything below the eyebrows.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of competition for the post.
You ain't lying. It's awful lonely for us folks at the top. Well, thanks for hearing me out. You probably weren't looking for a history lesson, were ya? You want to hit the road? Hey, when you got time, I got something I still need you to hear.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah. Better than that. This is just... tricky. It's just... being out here with you, it's made me realize... most of my life to this point, I've been running out on the good things I got. I skipped out on my family, my life in Diamond City. Took up with you just to get out of Goodneighbor. Hell, running from myself is what made me into a damn ghoul. But being here with you for the first time in my life, things have just felt right. And running is the furthest thing from my mind. I mean, I left Goodneighbor thinking I was gonna just sharpen up the old killer instinct. But whether it's fate, or destiny, or just goddamn coincidence, I ended up with someone like you. I turned one of the nastiest settlements in the Commonwealth into a refuge for the lost. I thought I'd done something I could hang my hat on. But being out here with you, it's made me realize just how small time I'd been thinking. And that maybe all my running, from my life, myself, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Running from yourself? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I didn't always look this good. The drug that did this to me, that made me a ghoul, I knew what it was going to do. I just couldn't stand looking at the bastard I saw in the mirror anymore. The coward who'd let all those ghouls from Diamond City die. Who was too scared to protect his fellow drifters from Vic and his boys. If I took it, I'd never have to look at him again. I could put that all behind me. I'd be free. Didn't seem like a choice at all. Turns out it was just me running from something else in my life.
It doesn't matter what you did. All that matters is what you do from here on out.
I know a lot of bookies that'd disagree with you, but I feel what you're getting at.
And how long is it going to be before you abandon me, too?
Hey, things keep going the way they're going, you've got nothing to worry about.
You may have run, but you always ran for a reason, Hancock.
Been trying to convince myself of that for a long time. But hearing that coming from someone like you, I don't know if you understand what that means to me. So let me get to the point. Throwing in with you has been the best decision I've ever made. It's like I found a part of myself I never realized was missing, which happens sometimes when you're a ghoul. If I hadn't taken up with you, I'd probably be in a gutter somewhere, getting gnawed on by rad roaches. You have been one hell of a friend.
Have you ever thought about us as maybe more than just friends?
It that obvious? Come on, you don't want to wake up to this mug every morning. Never wish that on anyone I cared for.
I'm trusting you on this, Hancock. Should I?
I ain't got an escape route planned, if that's what you're asking. Right now, this is exactly where I want to be.
You're just the way I like. Screw anyone who makes you feel ashamed.
Wasn't thinking about the folks doing the shaming.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Are you sure?
You kidding me? So long as I got you at my side, it doesn't matter the capacity.
Who I fall for is my decision. And I've fallen for you.
Wouldn't expect that kind of lapse in judgment from you. But I guess that works out for me then, doesn't it? Moments like this, I know all that karma stuff is bull. Because no one like me should be this lucky. Come on, love. Let's get this freak show on the road.
Have you ever thought about us as maybe more than just friends?
Yeah, but that's a given when you got me around. I don't mean no harm by it. And I don't want that to affect what we got.
Can we just keep this professional? All this emotion is making me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'll try and dial back the friendship from here on out.
I know the feeling. You're a damn fine man, Hancock. I'm lucky to have you at my side.
And God help any of them who get in our way.
That really means a lot to me. Thank you, Hancock.
Just calling them like I see them. Well, I know I could stand to listen about how wonderful I am for the rest of my days, but it's probably worth us hitting the road. Thanks for hearing me out, friend. Hey, what we discussed earlier. You're gonna be discreet with that info, right?
Well, hold on. What info are you talking about?
You know, the stuff about me running out on the folks in my life. I was just thinking about it, and it makes me sound kind of loony. And folks are already pretty well disposed for thinking I'm nuts, you know, being a politician and all. So you're not gonna go around blabbing any of that, right?
I would never share something so personal. Unless it were really, really funny.
Well, I don't expect either of us is gonna be breaking the ice at any soirees anytime soon. So I'm probably safe.
Can we save this for later?
You are one cutthroat bastard. I knew I was here for a reason.
I would never betray your trust like that, Hancock.
And don't think I don't appreciate it. You know, I wasn't kidding before about this being the smartest thing I've ever done. This is the life I've been looking for. Helping the people with a friend like you.
Couldn't agree more. Can't think of anyone I'd rather have at my side.
And I ain't going nowhere. Well, thanks. Again. Now, you want to get this freak show back on the road? Hey, you take one too many blows to the head?
What do you mean? What's wrong?
What's wrong is the way you've been behaving.
I don't think so. But there's a chance I might not remember.
They're real funny. Make a joke.
You seem upset.
Managed to piece that one together yourself, huh? First sense you've shown in a while. Now look, I ain't been pleased with how things have been going. And I ain't gonna keep traveling with someone who's not willing to get their hands dirty trying to help the folks that need it. So, you got a choice. You either need to change the way you're making decisions, or you need to find yourself someone else to travel with.
I'm sorry. What do I need to do?
I ain't asking for much.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you so angry.
Keep your apologies. Just listen.
We do things my way. If you don't like it, maybe you should go.
If you don't want to keep going, then all you gotta do is say the word. Otherwise, I need you to listen.
Sure, whatever.
Hey, listen up. If you want to keep traveling together, I need you to start acting like you ain't afraid to help people out here. You do that, we won't have any more problems. Now come on, I'm done talking. You and I still need to talk.
Is there something you need?
Yeah, I need you to listen. I'd been pretty happy with how things were going. You and me, out in the Commonwealth, bringing hell to folks that deserved it and helping those in need. But lately, you seem dead set on throwing all that away. And if things keep going the way they have, I'm not sure how much longer I can stomach it. I just need to know that this ain't the path you're planning on walking from here on out.
What do we need to do to fix this?
We? You need to be willing to help folks in need out here and knock around those making trouble. You think that's something you can manage?
I guess we'll have to see.
Hey, this ain't a negotiation. If you want this thing to work, then I need you to show me you still got the guts to stand up for folks out here. Otherwise, you're on your own.
I'm sorry, Hancock. I'll make this right.
Don't say it. Do it.
I do as I please. So, you're just gonna have to get used to it.
Sorry, friend. This ain't negotiable. Hey, I hate to be that cool, but we need to talk.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong is you. Now look, this isn't easy for me. With you, I really thought I'd found the person I was meant to be with. My missing piece. But how you've been acting lately, I can't love this person. So I'm thinking that maybe we just need to take a break. Think about what we both want out of this. And maybe you'll decide to bring back the person I fell for.
So, does this mean you don't love me?
It means now I think we just need to be friends for a spell. I'm not ready to give up on a good thing just yet, but I need you to show me you aren't ready to give up either.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong is you. Now look, I didn't expect to be having this conversation with you of all people, but lately I just ain't pleased with how things have been going. Seems like you've lost your way a bit, and I'm not just gonna stand here while that happens. So how about this? You do us both a favor, and bring back the only person I ever trusted to cover me, and we get things back the way they were.
So, are we still friends?
Of course we're still friends.
This is who I am now. You need to get used to it.
You and I both know that's not true. At least it better not be, if you still want me around.
I'm sorry. I'll fix this. I promise.
I really hope you do.
Look, we've got a lot more important concerns right now than your feelings. All right?
Hey, I ain't the issue here. You're the one who decided to act this way. You're the one who's gonna fix it. I'd still really like to talk if you're willing to hear me out.
Is everything okay?
It is. Now, I just gotta say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. You've done exactly what I asked for. You gave me back the person I love. Now I'm just hoping we can pretend like this all never happened.
You'll really take me back?
I wish I'd never had to let you go.
Like what never happened?
See? Exactly what I asked for. I knew there was a reason I was still here.
They always come crawling back.
Catch like you? Can you blame them?
Of course. Consider it forgotten.
You don't know how happy that makes me. I've done some boneheaded things. But breaking it off with you, that's up there. But look, I really hate to say this, but just don't make me go through this again, all right? This person, the one I'm looking at right now, they're the one I love. I don't want to be without them ever again.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Just what you've done for me. You know, you had me worried there. I thought I was gonna lose the closest friend I'd ever had. But now I ain't worried anymore. All I can say is thanks. Being here with you, it feels right again. I'm damn lucky to be able to count someone like you as my friend.
I know the feeling. You're a damn fine man, Hancock. I'm lucky to have you at my side.
And God help any of them who get in our way. Well, thanks. Again. Now, you want to get this freak show back on the road? Hey, it's time for us to talk.
Why are you upset?
I'm upset because I'm sick of fucking repeating myself.
Sure. Go ahead.
The hell's gotten into you?
I'm listening.
Yeah, I doubt that. Are we just not communicating on the same frequency? Because I'm getting real tired of having to run my mouth every time you make a lousy decision. So, one of two things is gonna happen. Either you're gonna figure out how to make things right, or we're gonna turn this duo into a solo act. You feel me?
Why not a trio? I'll sing, you can play the saxophone, we just need someone to play the trombone.
Oh, you're a laugh a minute. I don't plan on having this conversation again. You either get your act together, or you find someone else to watch your back.
Yes, absolutely, I feel you. Things will change.
Prove it.
Sounds like your problem, not mine.
Don't push me, friend. I can sure make it yours.
How do I make things right?
I just need you to be willing to stand up for the folks that need it and to the bastards that have earned it.
Something wrong? Are we being followed?
Yeah, there's something wrong. You had your chance to clean up the mess you've been leaving behind. I ain't gonna stand by watching anymore. There's folks that really need us out here. Folks we could be helping. But I guess that was never the plan, was it?
Is Is there anything I can do to keep you from going?
I gave you a shot. You really think there's something you can say at this point?
Because I can't do this alone. You stick with me, I promise. We'll bring about the change you've been looking for.
You're serious, aren't you?
Come on! Are you really gonna pass up probably the best chance you'll have to kick some ass?
Well, I guess you got a good point.
I'm sorry. Things will be different. You have my word.
Yeah? Well, they're gonna have to be. All right. I'll stay, for now. But you need to make things right. No more bullshit. You change, or I go.
You know what? Never mind. Go!
Gladly.
Whatever.
Whatever? Whatever? Fine. You know what? I'm done.
Please. I know I screwed up. But don't go.
And why the hell shouldn't I?
I'm sorry. Things will be different. You have my word.
No. You had your chance.
No. The plan was to do things my way. And if you don't like it, you can go.
I've been thinking the same thing. You better watch your back out there. Some folks won't stand for your kind. Never thought I would.